to take a look at those videos that emerged from Lahore. This is from a few hours ago when air raid sirens were going off in Lahore, leading to widespread panic. Those are images for you there from Lahore. There were people running all over because of the sounds of blasts they could hear, and then you could see plumes of smoke also in the air. And at that point, there was a lot of speculation, chaos of what exactly was happening in Pakistan. Now more clarity coming in that it seems that there were some strikes, drone strikes it seems, in Lahore, and possibly these strikes have also hit the Pakistan Army's air defense systems, their missile defense systems in Lahore. I also want to bring in senior journalist Sandeep Unitan, who's with me here in the studio. Sandeep, how do you read into this? We don't have details just yet on the nature of the strikes. Seems to be drone strikes. But does this mean now that Pakistan is left defenseless in Lahore?
Well, absolutely, Akshita. And what you're looking at is something what the armed forces call suppression of enemy air defenses, or SEAD. And this is possibly something to deny Pakistan the ability to retaliate against Indian aircraft and to completely distract them from this planned retaliation for Operation Sindoor. Completely jam their systems, scatter their air defense, break through their air defense umbrella. The HQ-9, Akshita, is actually a version of the Russian S-400 missile system. It is a Chinese copy of the S-300 missile system. We have the S-400, of course, which is leagues ahead of the HQ-9. But this is a very important message. It is India signaling to Pakistan that if it chooses to escalate, this is what is going to follow. You're going to see your air defenses taken down. You're going to see military installations targeted, which is what we didn't do. If you saw in Operation Sindoor, the messaging was very clear that we did not strike at military targets. We did not strike civilian targets. We only hit the infrastructure of terror. But this is a move up the escalation ladder. India has signaled to Pakistan by striking at air defense systems that your military is not safe. If you choose to escalate, we will retaliate with massive force.
This is a clear message that's going across to Pakistan. But I also want to understand from you, Sandeep, on how the HQ-9 functions when Operation Sindoor was on. Why is it that the HQ-9 missile defense system didn't really kick into action then? Because what we're talking about now is drone strikes post that target the Pakistan Army's air defense system.
Well, the reason for that, Akshita, is that all our aircraft launch their payloads within Indian airspace. So what we have are standoff weapons. All of the weapons that were used, whether the Scalp, the BrahMos, they are all, the Hammer of course, they are all air-to-ground precision munitions, but they're standoff weapons, which means that you can fire them from Indian airspace, they cross the border and they hit their targets. And that is one reason that the HQ-9 could not do anything. They possibly picked up the Indian aircraft, but they couldn't target them, they couldn't launch their missiles quickly enough. So this is a very unique kind of warfare that you're talking about, Akshita, where both of the fighter jets are in their own airspace, targeting each other, locking on and targeting each other with very long range, beyond visual range missiles. That is literally the future of air combat, which we are now seeing playing out here in the subcontinent.
The use of long-range missiles, the use of drones as well, and not stepping one foot into Pakistani soil. Let me bring in our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, also for more on this. Geeta, any word from the Pakistan Army on exactly what happened in Lahore or in Sialkot?
Well, there was an ISPR briefing a while ago, and yes, they did claim that they were Indian drones. For now, the information that we have through our sources is that Pakistani Army has suffered heavy damage. Now, whether they were Indian drones, whether if the entire operation was carried out by India is something that we'll have to wait for an official confirmation, because this is just source-based information coming in, and we do not want to jump the gun. This is a very sensitive issue. But like Sandeep said, Akshita, this is a notch up the escalation ladder, and Pakistani Army suffering heavy damage it does mean that it has become now moving from just hitting terror infrastructure to looking at conventional spaces, military targets. This, in all probability, after the explosions and the incident from across the border in Amritsar that we'd heard this morning, in all probability, we're looking at an escalation because of that incident. India, very clear that this is an ongoing operation, an
Yeah.
ongoing situation, and therefore details have not been divulged. Just source-based information coming in that HQ-9 missile defense system units of Pakistani army have suffered heavy damage.
An important point that Geeta has raised here, and just to remind our viewers of what exactly happened in Amritsar, where debris or what seemed to be a missile was found in parts of Amritsar in fields after explosions were reported last night. So once, Sandeep, there is confirmation on the nature of the strike, and if it is indeed a drone strike by us, it's again in response to what Pakistan has done seemingly in Amritsar.
Absolutely, Akshita. And now what we're looking at is a rather dangerous phase of the escalation ladder. And now the ball is entirely in the Pakistan Army's court, as it has been since Operation Sindoor yesterday, what they choose to do next. And that is one reason I believe that the Defense Minister said that Operation Sindoor was still ongoing. And that means that Indian forces on the ground, at sea, and in the air are prepared for Pakistan's escalation. And this is part of all of that signaling. The statement yesterday might have indicated that the operation was over, but something seems to have changed between yesterday and today, where the government of India has now very clearly made it known that Operation Sindoor is an ongoing operation. And that operation is now encompassing the possibility of Pakistan carrying out strikes against Indian targets. And if they do, that will be a notch up the escalation ladder, and the possibility of that spiraling out of the Pakistan military's control is entirely within the realm of probability.
Okay, the repercussions of this could be huge. But as we report on these drone strikes, I can't help but focus on the location here, Sandeep. We're talking about Lahore. Very close to Lahore is Muridke, where we saw those strikes as part of Operation Sindoor yesterday. There's been a lot of talk about Hafiz Saeed also being based in Lahore. Do you think this is the first step towards perhaps attempting to also get to the LET chief?
Possibly, Akshita, can't be ruled out, because Hafiz Saeed remains on the target of India's crosshairs when it comes to targeting terror infrastructure. This is literally the head of the beast. Hafiz Saeed and the Maulana Masood Azhar, these are the two terror kingpins of Pakistan. Over the last 25 years, they've carried out numerous attacks. They've attacked Parliament, they've attacked Mumbai, they've carried out several attacks over Jammu and Kashmir, suicide bomber attacks. And this is India's opportunity to target the terror infrastructure and its masterminds within the territory of Pakistan. And the important messaging here, Akshita, is that terrorists are not safe even in Pakistan's Punjab province. They thought they were safe there once because Punjab is the heartland of Pakistan. But today, no place in Pakistan is safe for terrorists.
Very true. A very, very clear message going across from India.